Hi everyone, it's Matt. Welcome back to the studio. Have a seat. Pour a cup of coffee and let's have a conversation here today, because today we're talking about something that many struggle with, and it's a real struggle, especially in the creative world as photographers, right? And myself, I struggle with this too. It's that feeling of failure. When our photos don't get the love that we want them to get, right? And we don't see the social media validation, the clicks, the likes, the shares, all that good stuff, right? If you've ever felt your heart sink because you poured a lot of work into a photo and posted it on social media and it didn't get the love that you thought it was going to give from everyone other than just your closest friends, well, if you've ever felt that way, you're not alone. In this video, it's for you and for me. So we're going to try to find a happier, healthier perspective to dealing with social media in our lives as photographers. You know, the problem with chasing validation, right, is you become like a politician, and it's easy to fall into the trap of equating likes, right? And shares and thumbs ups and all this other stuff, right? And comments, right? When people comment on our photos. It's easy to equate that stuff to success. But the truth is, it doesn't necessarily mean success or failure. The truth is, social media algorithms are very fickle. And none of us, except for the selected few people who create these mathematical algorithms, understand even what they are. So they're not really all that important. There's no secret sauce here. And if it is a secret sauce, Meta and the other ones who create these things, well, they're keeping it pretty secret. Because then if we figured out the algorithm, we would all just do it, right? And I understand why they do that. So figuring out the algorithm, it's not the most important thing. And the number of followers that you have, the time of day that you post, countless other factors, just all kinds of factors play into this. And it can influence whether or not people actually see your work or not, okay? So relying on these external factors and these metrics for our own validation as creators, as photographers, that sets us up automatically for disappointment. So we should really try to avoid it. So you posted a photo to Instagram and hardly anybody liked it. It's okay. Remember why you did it in the first place. Why did you pick up a camera in the first place? Was it to get internet fame? Is that why you did it? Was it to do something deeper? Was it to create art? And when you feel this way, it's very important to reconnect with your passion. Reconnect with what you love. Focus on the joy of creating something. Focus on the thrill of capturing the moment. Focus on the satisfaction of improving yourself, okay? These things are the real reward to why we do what we do. Think of photography like fishing. Well, there's days where you go fishing. I love to go fishing. There's days when you go fishing and you don't catch any fish. It's fine. And the fish that you might catch are little throwback fish, right? They're below the slot limit, okay? It happens. Don't let this thing get to you. It's really not that bad. You're more than the sum of your likes, dislikes, and validation. Create art for yourself. The audience will come last. You know, there has to come a time when we shift the perspective of failure. Okay, and what I mean by that is, what if we shifted the focus from seeking validation or a lack of validation on social media and engagement? What if we shifted that focus from being seen as a failure and we saw it as an opportunity? Okay? Maybe there's a chance here to experiment with new techniques, or to explore new subjects, or simply create just for the joy of creating. You remember Bob Ross, the painter, the happy little trees guy, you know? Everybody loved him. Everybody thought it was great because he just created art and he was sharing it with people. Okay? Of course there's critics. There's always going to be trolls. There's always going to be critics. It is what it is, okay? But remember, every failed photo is just a stepping stone on this journey to getting better. Find a community, okay? Find a community. It's really that simple. You know, social media can be a wonderful tool for connecting us as creatives with our audience, with other creatives. But don't let it be your only source of feedback and encouragement. Why? Don't let it be the source, the only source that feeds you, okay? Seek out other like-minded creatives, okay? Seek out people who are learning like you, okay? Because remember, people on social media, they tend to already know it all, okay? So, you know, they're like politicians. They tend to already know, they're the panacea, right? They all know everything. Share your work with humans. Share your work with people in small groups at your local coffee shop. And if there's not one, start one. You'll find that people celebrate each other's success differently in person than they do online. Okay? Whether they're big or small successes, they also console you when there's a failure. So don't be afraid to find a community, to work with people, to put yourself out there. I know it's kind of hard if you're an introvert. My wife is a huge introvert, okay? But you have to do it in order to get better. Don't just rely on social media validation. So what is the true measure of success as a photographer? Well, ultimately, the true measure of success when it comes to your photography isn't found in likes or follower counts or anything like that, right? It's found on the impact that your work has on other people. The emotions that your photography evokes in people. The stories that tell it all. Don't let the pursuit of social media validation, don't let that overshadow the true art that you're creating. Even if it's a blurry photo, even if the world doesn't like it, who cares? Okay, so now that we've got that out of the way, the next time you feel that sting of posting something on social media and it only getting 1 or 2 likes or whatever, okay? Next time you feel that sting of the social media disappointment, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Your photography is much more than likes or dislikes. Your music is much more than likes or dislikes. Yeah, your friends are always going to like it. Your family's always going to like it. You know, whatever. You know, and then you're always going to have your haters going to hate, right? That's just what they do. The trolls hate. The algorithms hate us, right? But really, if you understand it, it's pretty fair. But create for the love of simply creating, not for the validation that comes with it, okay? So I want you to think about that, okay? Don't lose sight of that. Don't lose sight of the fact that you're there to grow. You're there to create. You're there to be. Don't just create for social media validation. So, and trust me on this. Trust me here, okay? The right people will eventually notice your work, and they'll appreciate that. And that means more than likes or dislikes. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe, okay, if you want to. You don't have to, but I'd like it if you did. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt. Don't worry about the likes or the dislikes. It's okay, really.